Soccer or football, as I prefer to call it. And well, this is I would say the passion of me as a kid. I wasn't really good playing, but I really like all that was behind the sport, and to some point I really wanted to travel. So I was of course a kid in Colombia, and I wanted to travel the world, understanding what's behind the sport, and I imagine myself being the one, deciding what players to buy for a team. And this was of course also a way to connect with my friends. I think the friends I made in my school years were all related to football. still a big part of my life today. I would say at some point it was my dream to make it a profession. I even went from Colombia to actually Germany to study sports management. Then I ended up changing my decision, deciding to study economics, then business, then finance. But I would still say it's a big part of my life. I would hope to to be better at it, but no, I still have a good time just watching it and sharing moments behind it. And although it's not my profession choice, I would say it complements my life in all the other ways possible. Yeah, after going to Germany and well, learning about all these cultures and knowing people from all over the world, I basically fell in love with it. Sharing languages, food, different cultures and moments. I fell in love with it, and I was particularly drawn towards France. So although after I went to Germany, I went back to Colombia, I always had in mind to come back, and I targeted France as the next stop in that world sort of step by step that I wanted to do across the world. So I think here I am. So I'm going to stick with blue.
I am glad to announce to you that you have been accepted to join our prestigious triple accredited business school, TBS Education.
So, well, this was actually one of the most happy moments of my life, I would say. It was a long goal I set for myself. In Colombia, basically, after I knew I wanted to study abroad, to keep on exploring the world, for me TBS Education was the way to go for it. I knew I wanted to study there. I knew I wanted to challenge myself and choose a program which in that way challenges and that challenges myself. In my case, what I opted for was seeing what was the school with the accreditations I knew were relatable with my university in Colombia, that were renowned in the world. So that was key in order to choose TBS Education. That was also the reason why it was for me such a challenge to apply here and being accepted. Besides that, not only the accreditation, I remember contacting people who were alumni here, even relatives or friends that knew someone attending the school, and altogether the vibe that the school gave me was both on the side of the academic, accredited, solid professors to get in contact with, but also a good human side of it, and it just gave me and fulfilled me in both ways. So that's why I chose TBS Education. I mean, this is big. wasn't as big. It's curious because this was I would say, my favorite bread back home in Colombia. We call it French bread, that is baguettes here. And even for me, it was a realization that baguette is actually just a stick, which was crazy for me. But now I think that behind this, for me, it's the most challenging learning I had here, which is not the academic one, but really getting to know the French culture, yeah, being immersed in it. I would say I had a cultural shock. I think to some degree you can just be here and enjoy the international side of the city, but when you try to really immerse yourself in the French culture, of course you see a shock on how people understand life, on how you interact with each other, and particularly on the priorities you have in life. I come from Colombia, where the standard or way of thinking is, okay, you have to work all the time. One day you'll have some rest, but you have to work, get your things done. And here, really, you meet people who teach you that there are other priorities in life besides work, besides studying. You can take the best out of it from that shock. And I believe it's a good thing to have. It's a good thing to experience that difference in the way we understand life. But yeah, still seeing that shock every day today. Love this movie, and I'd see it mainly for academic reasons. Yeah, you know, when I tell people I study finance or now I work in finance, it's still weird to me because it wasn't something I really felt comfortable with, in the way that it was always a challenge. Or even when I studied the topic, for me it was, okay, this is something I really don't master, and I don't like that feeling. So even though I feel I'm not the best at it, I wanted to take on the challenge, and I did that in my bachelor, and I did that when I knew I wanted to apply to TBS Education, and I specifically chose the master in finance because I wanted to continue on that challenge, on something I knew I wanted to start mastering. Still haven't achieved that because it's a long way to learn. I do believe that it was the right choice, meaning that at least in TBS Education I found a really extraordinary network of professionals that work in every field of finance that you can imagine. And for me, being a student that wanted to study finance but really didn't know how to apply it, or where do I see myself in X amount of years applying finance, it was really a good thing to have and see myself in the shoes of different professionals that even studied here and are now in the best companies across the world. It was something that really helped me, even also as a foreign. Well, and speaking about the program in corporate finance and advisory, which was the one I chose in TBS Education, what I liked the most out of it was that you had specific models of topics you were going to learn with a professional that was working on that specific field in a top leading company. I like that it was really flexible in that sense, and you could really, since the beginning, understand, okay, this is what I'm going to learn with this professional. So even as a strategy to, okay, I want to connect with this person, understand what does he do at the job. It was really helpful to have within the program that amount of information, and also as I would say a project-based master, it's really helpful to start working and applying the knowledge we get with real data. And I think here in France, from what I've seen, it's really limited the amount of schools with access to all the tools we need in finance. And also knowing that we had that access in TBS Education was one of the key things for me. And when choosing this specific master, not only the network you could access from professors, but also the network you could access from alumni. It was and is still there, and it's been really helpful for me when finding a job, when discussing projects. So those were, I would say, the key drivers for my decision.
Do you think that Giroud is the best French player?
Yes, he's a Jew.
Okay, I think this is a video of me, but the other way around. It's been an interesting challenge and road so far. Being able, and in the beginning, just to ask for the bread, ask for only paying by card and saying goodbye to the baker. That was me for a couple of months. Still improving. It's always a good challenge to have, and if someday I'm become super proficient in French, I still think I would take on another language and still push myself to learn and always be learning. I think it's an incredible experience, and as I say, a humbling experience that one can has. But for now, I can't promise anything better than this. Gabriel Garcia Marquez, yeah. I love this writer. Here I can talk about my heritage, I believe. It's something that I try to keep with me, even though I'm in an international setting, even though I meet people from all around the world every day. I still try to keep my heritage and share it with others. Not only this, food, how I see life, and try to share a smile, even though I don't know, in Colombia for me it's a rule to say hello to people in the street, and here sometimes I get funny looks from the French when I say hi out of nowhere. I try to stay true to myself, stay true to where I come from. Don't forget it, and I would encourage also other people to say the same, of course. When you arrive in France, in TBS Education, in such context where the international background is something you are, I think, being able to share where you come from, it's always something that is going to be really valuable for everything. In another chapter within my life, which is now France, I for sure want to explore more the country, explore the opportunities that the country has to provide me. Now I'm finishing my master here, I'm finishing my internship in Paris, and I've been actually today received an offer to keep on working. So this France chapter will be a couple of years more long in my life, but yeah, after that I for sure would like to add more chapters in my career, maybe come back here to Toulouse. Today that I'm back here, I see how beautiful it is. So I would say this is an open book, what I have for me in the next years, and I like that feeling of not knowing what is in the end page. I just like that I don't know where my next chapter is, and it's something that fuels also my motivation on my day-to-day. This is, yep, my go-to accessory, I would say. It's not as... I would say that if I had a partner in life, it would definitely be my headphones and my playlists that go with them. I like to put music to my life, and I would say it helps me materialize the mood in which I am. It helps me appreciate also the moments in life, put color to it. I can say that I also like the sounds of the nature, but I just like having that soundtrack of my life. So I would say it's my go-to object when I wake up. I know I have class in TBS Education. The way for me to start the day is okay. Let's play to some music. In the campus, I would say it's a good place to listen to music. Actually, I've done it a lot, and I just like to zoom out, put some music, and just see how people interact, see how everything works in the campus. And of course, what is wonderful about this specific campus is that you just go and exit the building, and you just have an amazing park. You have the Jardin Japonais, which is just wonderful, and sometimes it's just magical to go with some music and enjoy the views, enjoy the city even. And also what's wonderful about this campus is that you can have the city center just a couple of minutes away, and every walk is better with some music on, so me too. Just one. This reminds me a lot of the connections I made here, and yeah, even beyond colleagues, I would say, and classmates, I can say that I really was able to build friendships here. I can say, yeah, that I built some good friendships over here from people from all over the world, and here I see many pictures of people from all over, and I can say that my experience was particularly that way. Of course, being Colombian and speaking Spanish, I was prone to be closer with other Spanish speakers, but in reality I can say that I made friends from all around the world. Of course, here France, even United States, Germany, I can say those are a couple of my best friends nowadays. And well, beyond that, I can say that I had a good time with everybody, even if we have lasting friendship or even just a couple of laughs. The campus itself is witness of a lot of good experiences and good moments that I created here, and friends helped me create it. Even, yeah, when you spend a lot of time here, you have your birthday, you have the birthday of people you met 2 days ago, and it's a big event because you know what it's like sharing those moments in this context. And I believe it's in this type of situations where you build these strong friendships. The city center, yeah, which is I would say what I love the most from this campus. It's the fact that, okay, you can have class all morning and being in the campus all day long, but you can always get a 10-minute walk and be in the city center, in a historic place like Toulouse. And yeah, all the cultural heritage that you can access just 10 minutes apart from here is really, as a foreigner and as a tourist, even because you don't stop being a tourist, it's wonderful to have. But I would say Toulouse is a perfect place to arrive, to start that immersion in the French culture, and to have that balance between, okay, let's get things done, let's study, let's learn a lot, but also let's explore France, let's explore the city. I would say it's a good place to be. It's a good place to start. After graduating from this school, what it meant for my life was actually seeing a lot of doors being open, doors which a couple of years back I couldn't imagine were going to be open for me. This school lets you access those opportunities, and as anything in life, I believe it's what you make out of it. If you're there to have a good time, but also take advantage of the opportunities that are provided to you in the master you choose by the school, I think after graduating you will have the same experience. You will have a lot of opportunities that are being open to yourself, and the key unlocker from those opportunities is, and was in my case, TBS Education. Enjoy the present moment to the fullest and keep moving forward. Yeah, my motto, I would say. I believe this, even philosophy, I would say, helps me make every moment the best moment in my life, and I would say that's how I want to live my life, making the best out of every small moment, even enjoying it to the fullest, but always knowing that I'm always going to move forward, even if it's something great happen, something bad happen. Make the most out of it, enjoy that, even enjoy mistakes. It's something I've learned a lot, to enjoy mistakes and make the most out of them, but keep moving forward. And I like these two sides of the same coin, either experiencing and taking advantage of the present, but always knowing you're progressing in life, you're growing at every step of the way. And for me, there are two sides of the same coin. They help me even in moments, for example, that can be challenging, studying abroad or starting a new master's, starting a new job, helps me even with small moments, and teaches me even that I'm building something bigger every time in my life.